What's up, guys? Sorry. Actually, nah, I usually take longer with that shit. What's up? Happy hump day. What up? What's up, guys? Oh. My bad. Walker, Yef, Rollin, Noelani, Christian, Van, Mysterious, Joe, Liam. What's good, guys? Oh, you're Umbreon. Okay. I don't know who the fuck that was. Like, I've never seen you before. OIF Anbar class of 04? Dude, hell yeah. I wanted to go to Iraq. I asked. They said no. I also asked to extend my second deployment. I was like, hey, so I don't really want to go home. And they were like, yeah, no, we don't do that here. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Ugh, I hope everyone's having a good Monday. Quit my toxic job a few days back. Now I'm stoned on the good shit. Hell yeah, man. You did get a new job though? Fuck yeah. It's best to have a backup one before you quit your current one. You know, it's always a good move. Richard, what's good, man? How are you? I appreciate y'all watching the videos, man, that I've been uploading lately. For a while there, I was just I wasn't really uploading anything at all. I was focusing a lot on Twitch, but I don't know, man. For some reason, I just like streaming. There's a specific thing we do on Twitch. We listen to music, but man, if I had it my way, I would only stream on YouTube. But I can't do music on YouTube, so we're doing some Fat Electrician today, by the way. I think we're gonna lead off with that for those of you who wanna watch some military shit. There are some videos. They're kind of like, they're not the most intriguing shit in the world, like a Fat Electrician video, but I do have some shit in my watch later. I like watching videos by Nikki MGTV. Something strange is happening in the military right now. Kind of want to watch that. And then 13 things that instantly disqualify you from the military in 2025. Seeing as how I went through the military in 2008, 9, whatever. It's probably different now than it was when I was in, and I just had someone in here say that they served in 04. It was probably different back then too. I feel like the prerequisites and the shit that can disqualify you from the military, I swear it changes all the time. I can't prove it to you, but it feels like it changes all the time. And I gotta put my glasses on if I want to continue to read what the fuck y'all are saying. Because your boy is old as fuck. That's what happens. Yo. Hello? I swear I had a rag for like cleaning. There's one here, but where the fuck is my other one? It's problematic. Oh, and there was another one in there that I wanted to... Kevin, what's good, man? Went through basic training in 03, back when drill sergeants were still awesome. I want to say that my drill sergeants were awesome. They got in our face, they cussed at us, they yelled at us, they made us do push-ups until we thought we were gonna die. Some people almost did. Mass punishment out the fucking yin yang, dude. 3 o'clock in the morning, we're supposed to be sleeping. Instead, we're in formation outside, pouring fucking rain, doing push-ups because someone on fucking fire guard fell asleep. Yeah, man. I would love to think that it's still that way, but if you're old as fuck, then what am I? Geriatric, Jeff. That's the word, man. You're gonna have to get used to it. Don't worry. I'm not too far behind you. Ugh. Every young man should endure basic training. I mean, dude, I was very well prepared physically for basic training. Like, there were times when I got tired, obviously, because anyone's gonna get tired when it comes to muscle failure. But I played varsity sports in high school. I played baseball from the time I could pick up a glove and swing a bat. I was part of organized sports, and where I'm from, sports is a big deal. It is, and sometimes, it's even prioritized over education. So that's the environment that I grew up in. So like, I straight up had fucking dictators as coaches. I had coaches in high school that put some of these drill sergeants to shame because they were fucking demonic, man. They were. At one point, I don't even think they saw us as players. Or I don't even think they saw us as humans. It's just the way they were to us, dude. And it was like, I went through 2-a-days and shit, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning just to go to baseball practice. And after baseball practice, I go to class. And then after class, it's back to baseball practice. And whatever I did wrong that day, I hear about it at home. And then my mom whoops my ass, right? So like, dude, on top of getting yelled at, on top of getting in trouble, on top of always being physically harassed. And man, I was so ready for basic training. It's not even funny. It was good times though. I truly had so much fun during Rappel week. I don't know if it lasted a whole week, but Rappel day where we got to rappel, that shit was so much fun. I was like, can I go again? They were like, no, go, you already went. I was like, dude, come on, what was the point of even... I guess you're not supposed to have fun when you do this training, but some of the training, I had fun. Like when we got to shoot AT4s, I was like, can I get another one? Can I get another one of those? They were like, no, man, go away. You did. I was like, I'm never coming back here. Y'all don't let a motherfucker shine. Y'all don't let a motherfucker have fun. That's the thing, Van. I could have had more fun. But I get it. We got to get all these jackasses through. I understand. Grenade day was fun. I got to see someone fuck that up. No one died. But it was funny. I saw someone get drop kicked at the range because they flagged the entire fucking company with their weapon. That was hilarious. Oh, good times. Oh. What are we, I appreciate the follow on the Twitch. Thank you. I know, dude, just one grenade. They only give you one chance with all of this cool shit that you get to do. You can't go 2, 3, 4 times. Let me do it again. It's not like the carnival. You just can't keep getting on the Ferris wheel. Nah, you go one time. But if it's corrective training, you do like 10,000 of them bitches. Swear. I believe that in basic training, those soldiers, they do actually indeed move the earth further away from the sun. By like the smallest of margins, but I swear, how much we fucking push. It's just... But usually, push-ups of that nature in basic training, they should only last in the red, and they should only exist in the red and the white phase. Blue phase is more of an educational period of your basic training, so, I mean, we did push-ups in blue phase, but it wasn't to the degree that we did push-ups in red phase. Oof. That was rough. You first get off that goddamn bus. You first meet your drill sergeants for the first time. They first encounter you. They first lay eyes on you. Just like, oh, dog. And in that moment, you can see everyone who regrets their decision. When they meet the drill sergeants for the first time, you can see it written all over their face. Who's ready to do it and who's ready to fucking go home. It's hilarious. Okay. What do y'all want to do first? Do y'all want to do some of the shit that I put in my watch later, which is military related? Or do y'all want to do some Fat Electrician? Or did y'all even put anything in the Discord for us to watch today? I don't care. I can sit here and bullshit all day. Dude, you got to shoot Mark 19s in basic? What did you go to basic? I went to Fort Benning. I don't remember Mark 19s from basic. Apparently, I might not be training my replacement to go to a better department. They posted my position to be... Oh. Well, at least you don't have to train someone. I don't know how good of a teacher you are, but I swear a lot of people that I've been tasked with having to train or teach were less than receptive. Oh, OSET. That's probably why. Yeah. You went to basic training and AIT in the same place. My AIT was at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, which I like to call, and I don't think anyone's going to disagree, whoever's been there, Satan's asshole. That's how I feel about that installation as a whole. Really. Nothing bad on the troops, or hell, even the leadership. Just geographically, I despise that place. To my core, on just about every fucking level. You went to Fort Knox? I went to Fort Knox. But I didn't do OSIT training. Depends on your MOS. I don't know what your MOS was. But yeah, I did my basic training at Fort Knox. Those fuck ass hills, bro. Agony, Misery, fucking what was the other one? There was like two more. All those hills that we had to do ruck marches on. That shit was painful. Man, I will say that. That shit, like, it reminded me of my days running hills, like back in high school when I was playing baseball. But dude, those hills were on some other shit. You put something in the... Let me just check the Discord to see what's actually in there. Hold on. Let me open up the Discord. Oh, shit. Oh, dude, yeah, we can watch that. People having a bad day. Instant regret fails compilation. We can make that a try not to laugh. I forgot to put that in there. Or maybe we already watched that? I'm not sure. Yo, just waiting for Discord to pull up. What is that again? I don't... Right. Oh, yeah. Nightfall, a dinosaur horror short film. Okay. Let me check. Oh, okay. Captain Z here. We gotta watch that video that he wanted us to watch. About a certain content creator that I know of his existence. Know who he is. I just never seen any of his content before. More drama than anything else. I do like me some drama. To a certain degree. There's certain kinds of drama that I'm just like, okay, that's not. You finished Witcher season 4? You're a better man than me because I started season 1 and I got to episode 4. And then I got news that Henry was out. So was I. I didn't need to continue. That's it. That's like... Watching that shit for me, man, would be bittersweet. It really would, because like, yeah, season 1, everything's fire, blah blah, and then season 2, and then season 3, and then like I know that Henry is about to be cast the fuck out here in a second, and then like I don't even want to play anymore. I don't even want to play this game. You took away the whole reason on why I even wanted to play the game in the first place. You got half an inch of snow? That blows. Speaking of cold, dude. A new assassination vid? Dude, if it has guns in it, we can't watch it. We learned our lesson the hard way last time, and it was news to me. I didn't even know that we couldn't. I can't stream guns on YouTube. We watched, we tried to watch a Darwin Award video a couple streams back. Nah, bro, my whole stream got cut. They were like, nah. And then I got a notice, like, you can't stream firearms or the handling of fire. It was something weird. So, I don't think we can. If it's just like something that led up to like copyright or something, that's fine. But the fact that it could quite possibly lead up to just the whole stream being cut off, I don't even wanna. I'm willing to risk it sometimes, like, oh, it's just copyright? Fuck it, I don't care. But we will lead off with some Fight Electrician. Like, I feel like everyone's down for that. And then we'll do some stuff from the watch later. This one's only 11 minutes though, and I really wanna. We're gonna do it. Hold on. Stopped playing music ages ago. Let's just watch this real quick. I'm intrigued.
Tired of sifting through jobs that don't feel
Because
like
the last
work
video that
fit.
we watched by Nikki,
Career Scout.
it was a doozy.
Find the job that's
Say
right.
that.
You can't tell.
Some master sergeant that threw away his career because he didn't want to shave. Okay. Can y'all see what I'm looking at? Y'all, we're good, right? I don't need to go back and fix any of that shit. Let's see. Something strange is happening in the military right now. Always something strange, man. We're a strange group.
If you bleed through your pants.
God damn it. He's gonna say something crazy. I just have a feeling from like the first 3 words I heard.
If you bleed through your pants, you can't tell because you're wearing camouflage.
The Navy is the most interesting study of human.
I don't know if that's... But why are you not wearing a tampon? You just let it flow while you're at work, and I doubt... I can tell you firsthand, you can see blood on those uniforms. All right. I knew... Bro, didn't I tell you? I felt like she was gonna say something.
Nature and tribalism that you're ever going to witness in your entire life.
Hold on, let's see what this...
You can't tell because you're wearing camouflage.
The Navy is the most interesting study of human nature and tribalism that you're ever going to witness in your entire life. It's the racism that unites you.
Tell me why. There's a TikToker that said this.
I don't know, man. Out of all the things I can think of to say about the Navy, tribalistic is not one of them. I don't know where he's pulling that. I don't...
Same base as me. As soon as she got here, man, they was bringing her breakfast, lunch. She was getting days off.
Oh.
It is another wild day in the
What that guy just said, I've definitely seen that before. Good God.
U.S. military, as there are clips all
so
around
pathetic.
the social media sphere that somehow make me realize I'm better off than most.
Pros and cons of being in the military. Part 1. If you bleed through your pants, you can't tell because you're wearing camouflage.
Please don't make a part 2.
Cons. The government owns you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just grab a little bit of this. 1,
You're
2.
that
I
was
swear,
pretty
after this, I need the little Men in Black, like little beeper things.
If you bleed through your pants, you can't tell because you're wearing camouflage.
You know, I hope you're on break, young lady. I hope that it's between the hours of 11:30 and 1300. Actually, not even 13. 12:45. 15 minutes prior. I hope it's that. Because if it's not, stop TikToking while you're working. Golly.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, look right here.
So I just forget everything. I need to cleanse my eyes right now. What is going on? Somebody said this was a good idea to say, that's a good video. Let's post it. I don't think this is satire.
In the Army, paperwork can feel like a battlefield, but in S1, we fight for our people. From leave forms to life-changing orders.
Disney and Pixar's S1 coming.
AI is getting too darn good with this. The fact that this is being used as a legitimate satire thing makes me only look back to the person that
was good. It actually makes S1 seem, helpful. Or any of the S's. Some are, but I can tell you this. Lots of times when I went looking for someone from the S shop, whichever one it was, couldn't find them. Take from that what you will. Fuck. Goddamn S shop.
was Emma that had 2 moms. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember this.
This is the story of a soldier who operates
This was under the Biden administration, and it was cringe as fuck.
your nation's Patriot missile defense systems.
Yeah, so you saw that clip and I'm like, yeah, that was a real recruiting commercial, but this is satire. And by the way, the S1 is known to always be closed and the jokes write themselves. J. Kim says,
Never found them. Could never find them. Would walk into the office, no one's there. Literally no one. It's not that the person that I need is not there and there's other people. No, literally ghost town. Not a soul. And I'm just like, all right, I guess I'm gonna fuck off and go tell my NCO that there's no one here, and then he's gonna think that I'm bullshitting or trying to get out of it or just being lazy, and then he's gonna come up here, and then he's gonna get mad just like I'm mad, and then we're gonna go tell the first sergeant about it, and then the first sergeant is either 1, gonna pretend to do something, or 2, actually say something to the leader of that outfit, but at the end of the day, it's a S shop, and I just never really saw them being held accountable for anything.
can't wait for it to never come out, just like my paychecks. And then Daddy goes for it, he said, close for
lunch at 0930. I'm telling you, good luck finding these motherfuckers, man. Like when you call customer support, good luck not finding an Indian person.
lunch at 9:30. And THAC18 said operational for 30 minutes of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the insanity of S1, we've all been there. You're just trying to route something.
That's
it's going to
it.
magically get lost. We all
That's
know
it.
how that works.
Yep.
And it's almost like you need a AirTag tracker to know where your paperwork is at all times.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're looking to join the Navy, I'm a Navy vet, and here's some advice that I can give you from a white guy, okay? Because The Navy is the most interesting study of human nature and tribalism that you're ever going to witness in your entire life. It's not the racism that divides you. It's the racism that unites you, okay? First and foremost, the
Dude, I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or serious, but it's the racism that unites you. That couldn't be any more true in the military. Man, if only y'all could hear some of the racist shit that we would say. And not maliciously to one another, it's just the shit that we would say, jokes we would make. Along with some dark humor, and man, some people here in this country would be fucking flabbergasted. That's why I say all the time, I'm really glad that a lot of my interactions and my time over there was not recorded on film. Because had it been, I mean, well, I would have been canceled 5 times already. Really. And I'm at just 1 at the moment, so.
Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans, they do not like each other.
That's also... I'm not going to say he's wrong. I don't have anything against Dominicans, but from what I know about Dominicans, and I know some, and from what I know about Puerto Ricans, and I know a lot of them because I am one, there is some animosity there. There is no love lost. So, he's speaking facts on that as well.
It's not the racism that divides you. It's the racism that unites you, okay? First and foremost, the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans, they do not like each other. They don't know that you don't know the difference.
It's hilarious because Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, they all get offended if you don't know the difference.
I know, it's something that we do, and it's a flaw. Look, listen, it's a character flaw, okay? And at least we admit that we do this, all right? It's not like we do it and we're just like, nah, I don't do that. No. We get it. Which is, I guess, why we feel like we can continue to get mad about it. However, I'm not one of those people. If you confuse me for any of the sorts, I don't really care, dude. And chances are I might not even correct you. It's not that big of a thing. But I'm in the minority of the minority, so, you know, there's not that very many of me.
The only way you know the difference is if they have the flag on their rearview mirror. That's it. The only way I've been able to tell, or if they're Puerto Rican, I'll say this, they'll typically tell you. That's my personal experience. But
okay.
Nah, people usually just ask. And the one question I get all the time, and this is kind of how it goes for me. Hey man, what's up? You black or what? What's going on? What are you? Puerto Rican. Really? Yeah. Didn't see that. I was like, what'd you see? He's like, well, if not black, a light-skinned black dude. I thought you were like Mexican. I'm like, oh, not that either. Which, I will tell you another thing. Puerto Ricans don't like being confused with Mexicans either. You don't believe me? You have a Puerto Rican friend? Try it. Or you know someone Puerto Rican? Ask them if they're Mexican. They won't like it. They'll get very upset.
There are a lot of Filipinos, okay? Shout out to my rack mate, Pakanana. I hope that English is getting better, my boy. Third,
like this
if you
guy.
need a haircut, the brothers are running the barber shop, okay? They do not have scissors. You're getting a fade. If you're tight with them, if you know a little bit about the culture, maybe they'll hook you up with, like, you know, some lines. Just imagine.
So it's so funny, dude, because that's not just the Navy. I feel like it's every branch, man. Both deployments, we had a black dude that cut hair. I don't know about your deployments. I don't know about your FTXs. I don't know about any of that. But my deployments, both of them, we had a designated black guy that cut hair. And he was not designated by us. He designated himself, man. Second deployment, it was Sergeant Body. Sergeant Body was like, I can cut hair. I got you. You want your haircut? I got you. Swing by the room. Swing by the room after chow. Swing by the room before PT. I got you. And he would tell you, he's like, do you know anyone else that needs their haircut? Maybe he was just practicing. Maybe he wanted to be a barber after the military. He was actually really good. And so yeah, that's what he would do. He was a self-proclaimed barber. He gave himself that title. He's like, I'm the haircut guy. And we were just like, fucking bet, dog. Free haircuts. And in the military, there's really nothing better than a free haircut most of the time.
A black guy walking into a room full of white guys that are cutting hair.
Dude, I used to just shave my head. Sometimes it just really depended on what mood I was in.
But the only music that's playing is Alice in Chains.
But if I couldn't get my actual haircut by somebody, like I did not pay for haircuts. I just didn't. That was like a golden rule of mine. I will not pay for a haircut. I just got too used to the military providing it for me in basic training, to be honest. And just like having battle buddies that would do it for each other and stuff like that. And there was times where I opted to just like get a pair of clippers and just by myself. Look in the mirror, good, done. No spots, nothing. We're set. We're set for like the next 2 weeks. I can go the next 2 weeks, not give a fuck about a haircut, and I'm good. Whereas in all you motherfuckers getting all these fades and shit, y'all are gonna have to go back in like a couple days. So I used to just like one time and let's be lazy for about 2 weeks or something. So
it's intimidating. Similar situation, but in reverse, is going to happen to you out there on the boat. Everybody's, it's chill. It's a chill time. Oh yeah, one more thing. Stereotypes.
Getting your name on the stupid list to even get your haircut done is ridiculous. And the Filipino thing of speaking Tagalog or whatever is very true. You feel out of place if everyone's like, ha, 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 and you're like, I don't even understand what's going on. I've never felt that way ever in my life.
That was my father's experience when he was in the military. He couldn't speak English in basic training at all. And he told me that because of this, the drill sergeants would fuck with him hard. So.
Until I was in the military, and I was like, oh, wow, I'm not in the conversation. And yeah, it got real awkward.
Surrounding the swim qual at boot camp. They're spot on. It's not the white guys that have to retake the test. But everyone laughs. And that's why there's a pool. That's why
I would have excelled at a swimming test in basic training, not because I'm Hispanic, but because I grew up with a pool. I liked swimming.
we practice. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you're joining the military in general, get ready for one of the most enlightening cultural experiences of your entire life. You're going to be more patriotic than you've ever been, and you're going to hate every second of it. I have nightmares about it, and I hate all of you that I served with, and I love you, and I miss you so dearly.
Yeah.
And the memories that we share are some of the fondest I'll take to the grave with me. And I still have a hangover from some of those nights, and some of you need to stay out of the strip clubs.
My personal observation was very similar, but I failed it the first time. Look at me. I failed it only because I got kicked in the head, okay? It was like 5 seconds away from the 5-minute prone float thing, and then I was sitting there and I was like, holy crap, I got kicked, lost my breath, grabbed the side, and the instructor goes, you just let Osama bin Laden win. And I was like, whoa, dude, that's pretty intense. Walked back to where our entire compartment was at, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
I'd have been like, motherfucker, I'm in a pool.
Sucks. I got to redo that. And they were like, you got to walk immediately back for the evening swim. And I was like, I just got back. And they were like, yep. But you know what? I passed it. We're done. It's over. Old Ass Equipment says, time after the military is like having an ex-wife that you're friends with. It's like this bitter thing. Like, you guys remember how that whole thing went down?
I have 2 ex-wives. I don't talk to them anymore, but I know how it is. I know the feeling.
But it's like, we're good now, right? Like, things are okay. And then you just relabel it, calling it like co-parenting or something. Jalen Cordo says, LMFAO as a Filipino, the Navy is basically the Philippine Navy. And Tony says, divided by race, united by racism. Hey, man.
That dude, that white guy just now, he summed up the military very, very good, man. It's the best, most awful, bullshit, awesome, terrible job you'll ever do, really. It's great and stupid. It's awesome and terrible. It's great and infuriating. And you wish you never did it, but you're glad you did, right?
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth said...
That's the only way I can describe it, too. It is literally... It exemplifies a love-hate relationship better than anything else that I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Better than Ike and Tina, for real.
Diversity is not our strength. Unity is our strength. So I think this guy is just saying it in a little bit different way.
When I meet someone Typically, it's been in the military so far. But with this last name, stops
Good God.
military so far. But with this last name, stops at pretty places. Oh, you look new here. You like it here so far? It's not too bad. I mean, not a lot to do, but other than that, it's not too bad. All right, cool. So what's your last name? Are you sure you sure you want to know? What in the Sam hell does that say? Stops at pretty places? Is that real?
Is that your real last name?
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
Very rare.
God, dude, and you know, I wish I could say that I never encountered this, but when I was in AIT, I met someone who told me that their middle name was Iron Man. And I was like, you're so full of shit. He pulled out his cat card, which is his military identification card. Said it. Iron Man. I was like, parents were some Marvel fans, huh? He said, I guess. Yeah, I think so. And his favorite character was also Iron Man. It was just very odd. It was the only one I encountered. I was like, that's fucking... Actually, no. 2. Another one, middle name was Beast. For real. Real-ass middle name. Beast. I was like, your mother had very high hopes for you. Really did. Good. Good for you, man. That's fantastic.
Rarely do we get blessed with people with names that are like this. Very rarely.
Yeah,
But
very rarely.
we've seen them all in the military. There is somebody that their name is a running joke, and you're like, stops at pretty places. Someone either got creative or got quite literal with how they were going to name their kids. And I know we all relate on this. Let me know your biggest, craziest name you've ever seen like this. I would just call this guy Sap. Stops at pretty places. And that's it. Hey, Sap.
Sure.
We're not saying the entire thing.
No.
Or you do S and how many ever letters that is.
That would have been the only guy I call by his first name. Watch his first name be like Kyle. Dustin, what's good?
Like S13 or whatever. Actually, that might sound like a gang. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
SAP would probably be the best way. Hoozerman1776 says, I know a staff sergeant hates to read off your promotion warrant.
Yeah.
And he says, any higher ups. Yeah, dude. Marines, they can read. I don't know how good. Some have been good, but some
I
have
always
been
got made fun of because of my last name.
Kid can't even read.
Cut it out, dude. You're gonna get us in trouble.
Today, Junior?
Save up to 30% during G
Oh,
Adventures.
yeah. I got shit because of my last name too. Unfortunately. But that shit kind of stopped after AIT. For the most part. What this guy is about to say, I've seen this in action as well in the service. And it is one of the most heinously pathetic things I've ever seen in the service. Just, man, these grown-ass men, warriors, man, soldiers. I mean, dude, could take a life like that. Turn straight bitch. Little simpy ass-wiping douche nozzle when a pretty girl shows up to the company. I've seen it. It is just... But hey, I can't talk shit because while these motherfuckers were simping for some random E3, I was in the strip club throwing money at whores. So I can't really talk too much shit, but like, dude, at least I felt less pathetic in my display of... It's weird.
About the military, right? This is gonna be a tough conversation, but this is the realest conversation you're gonna ever hear. Pretty privilege is a thing in the military. I swear on my life. Tell me why. There's a TikToker that's at the same base as me, right? I ain't gonna say her name or anything, but as soon as she got here, man, they was bringing her breakfast, lunch. She was getting days off, everything you can imagine from a positive standpoint of you getting like special treatment, she was getting. She literally will call in and be like, hey, I'm going through something right now. And they be like, oh, you are? Get 3 days off. Don't come back until you feeling better. You need a car? I give you a car for free. You need a ride? I got you. You don't have to owe me anything. And she know who she is too.
There was a girl, 2 females actually, and just the parallels between them was so funny. Man. One was ugly as fuck. Dog. And I'm talking like not even deployed would I have banged this chick. And she was always in the dirt with everybody else. Man, she really was. I think she was maintenance, but every time I saw her, dog, uniform dirty as fuck, oil stains, everything, like she had been under that truck for 18 years. And then on the flip side of that, there was another female, right? That was also in maintenance. I never saw this girl in the maintenance bay one time. Guess what this girl looked like? Oh, she looked very beautiful. She did. Very, very beautiful. Kind of like a thick Jennifer Lopez looking kind of girl. Not as pretty as Jennifer, but she kind of had like that. Very, very pretty. And like, I barely ever saw her at work. Ever. But I always saw her downtown. I always saw her out. I always saw her at the bars and shit, but never saw her at work. Same company, same everything. This ugly chick is like getting yelled at too, for the most part, getting treated just like the fellas. But then this girl that's just far prettier than she is, I never saw her. And in my head, at the time, I was like, I don't know, man, maybe she's like doing classes. Maybe she's in college. Maybe she's like, because you could do that, you know, if you were taking college courses, you didn't have to show up to work that much. Or you did, but just for a certain time. Whatever. Come to find out, it was none of that. And funny thing about this really, really pretty girl is that she actually falsely accused one of our NCOs. And he had to go through an investigation and everything. Guess what? Turns out, this girl was lying. Man, lying. And at first, everyone believed her. Everybody believed her. I didn't give a fuck either way. But everybody believed her. And the little simpy fuckers, they were like, oh, she'd never, right? You need to do something about that NCO, right? There's a problem. No, she was lying. Take a wild ass guess. What happened to this girl? What happened to this girl when it found out that she was lying? Nothing. At all. Let's travel back to the other side of the coin. Let's go back to the ugly chick. I remember a couple weeks after this girl lied, falsely accusing someone, nothing happens. She did get demoted. But dude, to me, that's like kick you the fuck out of the military type behavior. She did get demoted 1 rank, right? Couple weeks, fast forward, the ugly chick is late to formation. Dog. This ugly chick got put on the most bullshit details for 1 week straight. 1 week straight. She was on these bullshit ass details. She didn't complain. None of that stuff was on these bullshit ass details. And I'm just like, wow, she was just late, man. And I feel that she's actually suffered more punishment than the girl that falsely accused an NCO and nothing happened to her. What is going on here? It didn't make any sense at the time. But the more time went on and the more people I talked to and the more people I asked, because, you know, I still have friends, man, that I served with that I still talk to, right? And over the years, man, and even in that moment, I was just like, something's not right here. And even from like, it was funny too, because I dealt with female NCOs too. I had this one particular female NCO that was pretty. She was, man. It's not the first thing I noticed about her. First thing I noticed about her was her rank. She outranked me and she was now going to be in my squad. Very next thing I noticed was the fact that she was female. And the third thing that I noticed was in fact that she was pretty. And the very first time that she challenged my gangster as a E4, leader of the E4 Mafia, oh, dude, she was shell-shocked. She was just like, oh, how dare you? And it wasn't even about a rank thing. It was just like, how dare you talk to me that way? I'm beautiful. How dare you talk to a beautiful woman like this? It wasn't even like on no disrespectful rank shit either. It wasn't like, oh, how dare you talk to NCO that way? The way she responded, it was just like, how dare you? It's almost like she had never been talked to like that before. It's almost like every man that she encountered up until me used to kiss her ass and fucking so so I can only imagine how easy she probably had it with her troops or with subordinates before she met me. So I don't know. I've talked for way too long, but it does happen. It's pretty prevalent. It's quite common, very pathetic, and I don't like it just as much as the next guy.
Like I said, I ain't gonna say no names, but that made me really, really think. If you pretty in the military, I'm telling you, they'll give you things without you asking. Like I said, this shorty pulling up to work and stuff. They giving her food. Not just one of them. It's 3 of them. Starbucks ain't cheap, and she's getting it for free. Do you remember last year I told you I got paperwork for going to medical? They checked my records because they said I was skipping work. But they got these people around here that just pretty, getting out of work, getting free handouts. And mind you, my situation was a serious situation. I brought the paperwork, and that's why I'm still here. They got these pretty old people around here, like I said, that's getting free handouts.
Yes, finally someone says it, because we all know it's real, even though we can't see it. Just like a lot of things that are dismissed at times. But
I will say, my first duty station, we did have a very, very, very pretty female in my first unit. However, I don't feel like that girl got any privileges related to her career. I don't think. Did guys fawn over her? Yeah, she was pretty. Did guys want to get with her? Yeah. Did guys try to do her favors? Lots of times I would see her decline the shit, kind of get on her nerves. And she was also a corporal, a rank that she did earn on her own, man. And she was a good soldier. She was a good troop. And she probably made a good leader if she saw NCO. I don't know. The last time I saw her, she was a corporal. I never saw her again. So if she did make NCO, she probably made for a good leader. I actually went on a couple of foot patrols with her. The only reason she went was because she was female. We needed a female to interact with the fucking locals. She was very pretty, but nothing was given to that girl. I can tell you that firsthand. However, I have seen some other ones, man, that it's just like, fuck.
with this, I'm like, yes, I have known women in the military that I was stationed with that would come back to their barracks rooms and get gifts dropped off, Beats headphones, flowers randomly, dinner.
I've also seen it in the realm of color, too. Unfortunately, I've seen it in the realm of color. I saw certain black NCOs afford huge liberties to certain black soldiers over white soldiers that were in the very same squad, dude. And I never said anything because, like, in my head, I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to say anything. I shouldn't say anything because I don't know the full story. That's just what it looks like. What if it's not that? What if there's underlying circumstances that I'm not aware of, right? I'm not going to say anything, put my foot in my mouth, and then I look stupid. But, dog, looking back on it, that's what it was. That's what it was, man. Did it happen a lot? No, not that I remember. But I did see it happen, and I was just like, whatever.
What? And I'm like, whoa, man, the power complex here is insane. And it was not just one person, it was multiple. And on top of that, then you have dudes that are now on their phones, essentially sitting here, and they're like, yeah, I can contact you. I know which base you're at, you know, and it's nuts what is happening. But it's true. And I'll say this is not isolated to the military, but weirdly, it happens more than I've ever seen at any other place I've worked at even before. And to concur, Jada OXO says pretty privilege is a thing everywhere, unfortunately. And then Slayer...
Oh, dude, if pretty privilege is a thing, I'm almost certain, guys. I'm almost certain. I'm just spitballing here, but I think I'm ugly. I think. And that's okay. But I don't know. What privileges exactly are we talking about? Because if the privilege is the ability to sleep with women, that... a lot of us have done that, and we're ugly as shit, right? So that's not a thing. What kind of privilege are we actually talking about? Because if it's everything but that, then I think I might be ugly. For real. I think we all might be.
1884 said everyone trying to hit. And lastly, Hero in Tracks says pretty privileged or unprofessional NCOs being allowed to show favoritism. The female can't say anything because as soon as she does, she's retaliated against and ostracized. And he wrote exactly. Which is a dangerous thing as well, where you're like, okay, this is where women get the 3 titles of bad things and they somehow can't be just treated as they are. And that's crazy. But yeah, other than that, what do you guys think about some of the TikToks and videos I've shown you that have gone off the internet so far?
That's it. That's all I got. Let's read a couple comments.
Thank you, London. Merry Christmas.
Are you sure you're okay with getting home?
Arguably, military members are more afraid of being late than shot at. It depends on the location. If I'm deployed, that's not true. If I'm not deployed, then yes. Really, for the most part. Because if I'm in garrison, I'm not getting shot at ever. So being late is like, yeah, you can fuck up my whole weekend. If I'm deployed, I don't have a weekend, so if I'm late, well, I don't give a fuck. Anyways. I'm thankful to have been in all male line units. Dude. When? Well, yeah, 03. Yeah. Yeah, that changed for us, man. That wasn't my reality. I went to an all-male basic training, but my first tour, 2 females, one of which never left a fob. The other one, like I just told you, the only time she would go on mission with us is when we would need an actual female to interact with the local females. That is just something that as a male, we were not allowed to do in that country. Can't talk to them, touch them, look at them, nothing. And that was like a handful of missions, right? Outside of that, it was just us dudes. And then my second deployment, which was a very, very, very different type of mission than my first. We were all in trucks instead of on foot. We had 2. No. In the entire company, there was like 5, 6, I think, man. Our chief warrant officer was a female, but she was badass, man. She was awesome. I love that lady. But in my platoon, I think 2 females, man. For a time there, it was 3. That stupid bitch from the goddamn Air Force that fucked it up for all of us. And that was it. I didn't have any negative experiences serving with females in my first tour, but I did have a negative experience with serving with females in my second tour. And not that they almost got me killed or anything like that. It's just the fact that one of these ladies gave up on the fight, and leadership allowed her to do so. She gave up, guys. She gave up on being a soldier. I mean, what would you call telling your chain of command, hey, I saw what happened to Falcon when he got hit with that IED. I don't want to go on mission anymore. And guess what? The chain of command takes her off mission and puts her in an office. And she does paperwork for the rest of the deployment. What is that called, ladies and gentlemen? You gave the fuck up. You were allowed to give the fuck up, because had I said some shit like that to my leadership, they would have been like, yeah, shut the fuck up, Falcon, get the fuck back out there. And guess what? Out there I went. After I healed from my wounds. She was in an office. She didn't get hit with an IED. I did. Y'all have no idea how much that shit pissed me off. Y'all have no idea how much that pissed me off. I was just like, you are a fucking coward. I swear. Ugh. Couldn't stand it. Ugh. All right. Are we doing some Fat Electrician next? Are we running that? It's up to y'all. Or we can do another one from the... I don't care. Ow. Oh. Frat boys attack U.S. Marines. Oh, bro. If it's just an online beef, I don't care. If they actually threw down and there was a video, then let me know. All right. All right. Okay. U.S. Marines surrounded by communists. The Chosen Reservoir. The story of the Frozen Chosen. I wonder why they're called that. We're about to find out. We actually had a company in my first unit that was called Chosen Company because the way our companies worked when I was with the 173rd, which was very unique and I kind of liked, the names for our companies didn't work like other companies. So like, you know how like a lot of military installations, they'll have like Alpha Company, Bravo Company, Charlie Company, Delta Company, right? Because the phonetic alphabet. Well, for the 173rd, that airborne combat team that I was with, they had Attack Company, Battle Company, Chosen Company. Honestly, it was so weird because for Delta, it was just Delta. There was no cool alternate name for that. It was just Delta Company. And then the company that I was in was Fusion Company instead of Foxtrot, which I always thought was pretty cool. I went to several military installations that I just went, and the way they did it, it was always, you know, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, stuff like that. From the time that I was in basic to AIT and all that stuff, and then I get there, and the names are different, and they're actually cool, man. So that was fun. All right. Let's do it.
Halloween, I guess we should talk about that time that the United States Marine Corps figured out a way to turn Tootsie Rolls into a weapon.
There you go.
Today we're talking about one of the most underrated and underappreciated.
If you think about it, turn anything into a weapon.
Battles in the United States military history, the Battle of the Chosin Reservoir. When 15,000 U.S. Marines and 3,000 Army soldiers got ambushed and surrounded by 120,000 Chinese Communist forces in the dead of winter, with temperatures reaching as low as -50. But despite the weather, despite being ambushed and taken by surprise, and despite being outnumbered 4-1, the United States Marine Corps led this operation to not only survive, but to kill a disproportionate amount of the enemy and save 10% of the South Korean civilian population in the process. And
yeah. Basically, it doesn't matter how many people you have. If your people can't fight worth the fuck, that's it. They're not soldiers, they're just future victims. So yeah.
We're gonna get into it right after word from our sponsor.
Delete me.
What's your problem?
I've been up all night. Is this Echelon?
Yes. Don't be drinking. Hello, let's get back to the video.
Right.
All right, Battle of the Chosin Reservoir. In order to understand it, you have to understand the Korean War. And considering it's literally called the Forgotten War and most people know nothing about it, we're going to go ahead and do a little recap so we're all on the same page. After World War II, the Korean Peninsula is divided along the 38th parallel, pretty much the same border that we have today. Up north, you have the North Koreans that are communist, and they are backed by the Soviet Union and China. Down south, you have the capitalist South Korea.
My dad deployed to Korea, but I don't even know what he did there in any capacity. I just know that he was there for a year or some shit. A year, maybe two. I don't know. I never really asked him. He never really tells me. I doubt that it was anything crazy. I don't know. I've never asked. He's never said anything. I just know that he was in Korea for a whole ass year before I was born.
Backed by the United States of America and the rest of the Western world. On June 25th, 1950, the North Koreans attack. They invade South with Soviet tanks and Soviet training, and they pretty much steamroll the South Koreans, capturing Seoul, the capital, in less than 72 hours, and driving all of the South Korean forces all the way down the peninsula to a tiny little alcove where they're holding out, known as the Pusan Perimeter. And then America steps in. Why does America step in? Because at this point in time, America is practicing what is known as containment doctrine, and containment is referring to communism. Basically, the American leadership has decided that communism is bad and we don't want more of it. However, we don't want to go in there and root out the entire ideology because it would be World War III and there'd be a ton of death. So America kind of looks at communism like an inoperable cancer. We're not willing to go in there and take it out at the root. However, we're going to do everything we can to stop it from spreading. The idea being, if we can stop it from spreading, we can prevent World War III, because if we allow the communists to take South Korea or any other nation, then it's going to spread from South Korea to Japan to Australia, and it's going to go all over the world. And next thing you know, we've got World War III, capitalism versus communism, and it'd be a fucking catastrophe. Yeah. Whether that's right or wrong, that was the idea and the strategy at the time. Now, the obvious thing to do would be to land all the American forces inside the Pusan perimeter and then fight your way back up the peninsula, but that's not...
I mean, I guess the alternative could be, just embrace communism, but luckily we're not all butt fucking retarded.
What General MacArthur and the rest of the American leadership decides to do, they decide to take a riskier strategy of launching an amphibious landing on the other side of the country in Incheon. Why is this risky? Because Incheon is not a very viable location to launch a massive amphibious landing because it's a horrible beach.
But that's where America thrives. We thrive on the worst situation in the worst location at the worst time. And in this case, in the worst goddamn weather. And we still somehow, some fucking way. I don't get it either.
Literally a seawall there. The only time an amphibious landing would be possible would be for 1 or 2 hours during high tide. And when you're talking about moving tens of thousands of men out of hundreds of boats in a 1 to 2 hour gap at a very particular time, that's going to require both logistical perfection and a significant amount of luck. But that's exactly what happens. On September 15th, 1950, America launches Operation Chromite, lands 75,000 Marines in Incheon. They immediately take over Incheon, catching the North Koreans off guard, and head straight into Seoul and take it over as well. Nice. From here, they pretty much cut the enemy lines in half, cutting off supplies to all of the men south of them, and all the UN forces break out of Pusan, pushing back up the peninsula. By early October, literally in 2 fucking weeks, America has retaken all of South Korea and pushed the North Koreans all the way back into their own country. At this point, General MacArthur, who's already pretty renowned for being arrogant, sees the outrageous success that he's had in this risky operation. He's taken over all of South Korea in like 2 weeks. Everything's going great. He gets the idea in his head of like, hey, what if we break containment doctrine and we push into North Korea and just eliminate the North Koreans completely, and then we can unify Korea?
No.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident.
Even me, I'm just
There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go to court or...
Don't like...
There's no reason to get greedy. You...
Like that.
So he takes this idea to the president and the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The Joint Chiefs of Staff actually kind of like the idea, but President Truman is hesitant because he doesn't want to start World War III. So he issues the order, U.S. forces are allowed to proceed into North Korea with caution. However, disclaimer, only South Korean forces can advance all the way to the border between North Korea and China. And this is a brilliant strategy on President Truman's part. Because you have to understand, China is a communist nation that's not only backing North Korea, but they're ran by Chairman Mao, and he just got done fighting a civil war in his own country, fighting against a side that the United States was backing, and he knows that America fucking hates communism.
Yeah.
So Chairman Mao is understandably paranoid that America is going to invade. He also is battle-hardened. He has a ton of men that are also battle-hardened. So Truman, by doing this, is saying like, hey, we'll advance into North Korea, but we're only going to send the South Koreans all the way up to the Chinese border. And this is going to send the clear message to China, hey, America's not coming to invade China. We're just going to, stop here 100 miles back, and then we're going to let the South Koreans handle the Korean business. Korea will get unified, and you can stay over there with your communism and not food. But General MacArthur, in his infinite fucking wisdom and arrogance, decides that he's going to defy the orders of the president, aka the commander-in-chief, but not only just the commander-in-chief, the same commander-in-chief that ended World War II. Clearly that guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So he violates orders and orders all of the American forces to advance north all the way to the Yalu River, which is the terrain feature.
You're gonna make President Truman look like a fucking fool. And even worse, you're gonna make him look like a liar. When tensions are high.
That defines the border between China and North Korea.
That seems like a bad sign.
Now, from Chairman Mao's perspective, this is an enormous fucking issue, understandably so. I mean, imagine if the roles were reversed and China were marching north through Mexico and he ordered his Chinese communist forces to go all the way up to the Rio Grande. Do you think America and Texas would sit there and twiddle their thumbs and hope that the Chinese were going to stop at the Rio Grande, knowing that China had taken a vow to basically eradicate capitalism? Absolutely fucking not. So why would you expect your enemy to not do the exact same thing that you would do in that situation? Sorry, if you're getting the vibe that I don't like General MacArthur, it's because I don't. Buh! General MacArthur's a hero. He said he would return to the Philippines in World War II, and that's exactly what he did. Buh! Oh, did he? Did he fly in like Superman, shooting laser beams out of his eyes and tank the entire island by himself? Or was it the 1 million Marines and Army guys that went in there and gave their lives to liberate the Philippines? And why did he have to take a vow to return to the Philippines anyways? Was it because after Pearl Harbor had been attacked and he received early warning that the Japanese were coming, he decided to not get all of his planes up in the air, so when the Japanese showed up, they got to bomb all the planes still on the fucking ground, getting a bunch of men killed? And then he tried to delay the battle strategy of having all of his men fall back to Bataan, and instead he tried to defend the entire island at first, getting even more men killed because losing the Philippines would make him look bad. And then when pretty much all hope was lost, he decided to hop in a PT boat in the middle of night and evacuate himself and abandon his men. Is that why he had to return? Buh! That's not fair because he was ordered by the president to evacuate the Philippines. Buh! Oh, just like he was given the order by the president to not have U.S. troops approach the Chinese border, but ordered his troops to go right there anyways. It's almost like he's willing to follow orders whenever it saves his own ass, and he's willing to defy them and put all of his men in harm's way the second he thinks it's gonna pad his own fucking glory. I'm sorry, I'm getting very...
I was literally about... Oh, I was gonna say that, and he beat me to it.
Sidetracked. I apologize.
Almost lost my cool there.
MacArthur issues the order to go all the way to the Yalu River, aka the Chinese border. Marines go into North Korea.
If you're willing to defend General MacArthur for defying presidential orders, then hopefully you can also defend any negative repercussions that happen after defying those orders. How do you justify that? Because, by what he just said, y'all like to justify a lot of shit when it comes to General MacArthur. Are you willing to still justify it when those very same decisions that you are justifying cause negative, awful, irreversible shit to happen? It's, you know what I mean?
Start kicking ass, start beating their way all the way up.
So stop disobeying fucking orders. There's a time and a place to disobey orders, man. And I myself have disobeyed orders once before. However, that was not the time and place to disobey orders. It was pretty cut and clear. It's not like your back was up against a wall or you were between a rock and a hard place. So, yeah. All the people making excuses, stop. It's not.
Up the peninsula, they're advancing so fast that the front lines are moving faster than the supply lines can keep up. They're literally outrunning the supply lines. While that's going on, Chairman Mao in China sees that America is invading North Korea, so they do an understandable thing and start amassing hundreds of thousands of troops on the Chinese border in case America decides to attack. American intelligence knows about this. They give the reports to General MacArthur. General MacArthur ignores them.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
The Marines keep advancing north, outrunning supply lines. At this point, Chairman Mao starts sending his Chinese forces into North Korea under the cover of night on foot. By November 1st, 1950, Chinese troops are confirmed in combat with the United States Marine Corps. Hits Truman's desk, hits MacArthur's desk. MacArthur says, that's not possible. Keep advancing towards the Chinese border.
What do you
November
mean?
2nd, 1950, Marines advance into the Sudong Gorge on their way to the Chosin Reservoir when they are ambushed by a sizable Chinese element. Unfortunately for them, the Marines that they ambushed was the 1st Marine Division, being led by none other than Chesty motherfucking Puller, the greatest Marine of all time. The 1st Marine Division suffers 30 casualties and the Chinese suffer upwards of 300. So that's good. The battle went about as well as it could have for war, but also pretty big fucking red flag that there's actual Chinese elements now in North Korea engaging the Marines, which MacArthur...
And all you had to do was, I don't know, you just made an already complicated situation even more complicated, convoluted, and fucking volatile.
You'll never guess, decides to ignore.
I don't see much of nothing. As a matter of fact, I can't even see you, sir.
And for the first couple of weeks in November, there's skirmishes all over the place between Chinese forces and the U.S. Marines. But MacArthur and his guys make the call, just keep pushing. So the lead element of the 1st Marines winds up in a place called Hagaru, just south of the Chosin Reservoir, which is a massive man-made lake. From here, the plan is we're gonna have to split and send guys up both sides to keep advancing north. The man in charge of this section of the Marines is General Oliver Smith, and he is not happy about this idea at all. Here's the thing. The terrain in this area of North Korea is described as being straight up or straight down. Either you're going up a hill or you're going down a hill. And the roads that you see on the map are literally bank, going downhill, road, cliff. There's nowhere to go. There's one way in and one way out, both directions. And calling it a road is kind of a stretch. It's literally an old ox trail that they can barely fit a truck on. And going back the other direction isn't any better. Going back towards friendly lines, there's still one trail going to the nearest town of Kodo.
Basically, dude, in this area, if you take fire or get engaged, you have to fight. You can't even, reposition. You have to fight from where the fuck you are.
And that's 12 miles away. And then from Kodori, again, there's one trail, one road that goes 35 miles back to the port where all the supplies have to come in. So at Hagaru, they are like 50 miles deep with one way in and one way out. And if anything goes wrong, they're fucked, and they want to keep advancing further in, splitting their forces under the same conditions. But thankfully, General Smith realizes this is a humongous mistake and starts stockpiling supplies at Hagaru and orders his engineers to start building an airstrip so they can fly shit in and out. Seeing this, General MacArthur and his staff are like, way to go, General Smith, preparing for the worst, hoping for the best. What a brilliant plan. No, I'm just kidding. MacArthur and his staff are mad at General Smith and make fun of him for being overly cautious and slowing down the operation instead of just driving headfirst further into enemy territory with no backup plan. But General Smith, being a good leader, says, I don't really care about my own personal glory of being the first guy to reach the Yalu River. I would much rather do it the safe way and look out for my guys. So that's exactly what he does. He stocks up supplies in Hagaru and builds an airstrip. Kate, and bear in mind,
like, dude, I can understand General MacArthur's sentiment, and I get it. I understand it, but this isn't... I don't really feel like we're on a time crunch here. I don't really feel like the clock is ticking down. I don't really feel like we have to do a full court press. I don't really feel like our backs are up against the wall enough to where we have to full send a blitz when, I don't know, man, just hang out. And if you got to play defense, but just see how it develops. Not just like going in blind with an attitude. That sometimes that can work out. I mean, we've seen it work before, but
it's November in North Korea. It's dipping down into like -40, -50 at night, and it snows there. We're one snowstorm away from blocking this ox trail, cutting off supply lines, and everybody freezes and starves to death. So even without the threat of the Chinese military, this was a good and necessary idea. So they set up the 1st Marine Division headquarters right there with 3,600 men and the airstrip. From here, they send the rest of the Marines and the Army guys up around the Chosin Reservoir. Up the right side, they send 2,500 U.S. Army guys backed up by about 1,000 3,000 South Koreans. While they're advancing north, they come across a place called Hudong, and after that, the road conditions and the weather is so bad they have to leave their armored unit, their tanks, there in Hudong, while the rest of the men advance forward.
Okay.
And they end up taking up position right here, and they dig in. Going up the left side of the reservoir, they have Fox Company, 234 Marines that go up on a ridge, securing a choke point on the road right here, and then the rest of the 8,000 Marines advance into a place called Udamni, where they dig in. November 23rd rolls around, Thanksgiving. They all get to eat cold turkey while they're freezing their ass off in negative 20+ degree temperatures. November 24th, MacArthur comes through division headquarters celebrating, telling everybody we're all going to be home by Christmas. Hooray, and then he takes off and fucks off in his plane. What MacArthur doesn't know is that Mao has already sent in 120,000 soldiers to surround everybody at the Chosin Reservoir. And the Marines don't know that either, so they're all just hanging out, freezing their asses off.
It's not even the situation that would, like, annoy me here. It's the weather. Bro, the fucking weather. It's... fuck fighting in this weather, man.
So cold that the lubrication that they use on their guns actually turns into jelly and would jam the guns. So they strip all their guns of all the lubrication, and if they get in a firefight, they're just going to have to run the guns dry. But that's not going to happen because MacArthur was just here. He said we're going to be home by Christmas. The war is basically won. Hooray, I just got to sit around and freeze my ass off for a few more days, and it's all going to be good. Until it's not.
Yeah. Always take that shit with a grain of salt when a high-ranking individual tells you something like that. Kind of like when a politician promises you something. Right.
November 27th, 10 o'clock at night, both at Udamni, the army position, and Fox Company, all the Marines are hanging out. They're in their sleeping bags. They're sleeping. They're waiting for the war to get over. And then they hear bugle calls off in the distance. And within minutes, all hell breaks loose as wave after wave of Chinese soldiers start rushing their position. The Marines that were up monitoring the perimeter are scrambling to get the guns up and running because the bolts have frozen in place because it's so fucking cold. They're literally pissing on the machine guns to break the bolts loose. The Marines that were sleeping are scrambling to get out of their sleeping bags and get their guns as a firefight breaks out. The Marines that are just waking up don't even have time to get all their cold weather gear on. Some of these guys are literally running around in a firefight in negative 50-degree weather with no boots, just wearing their socks. The Marines start mowing down the Chinese soldiers as they attempt to attack their position, but the Chinese just keep coming wave after wave after wave. And after the first couple of waves, the waves that are coming out now, some of them don't even have guns on them. They're just running into the battlefield, picking up a gun off a dead Chinese soldier, and then attacking the Marine position.
I gotta tell you, bro, like, if I were to see that shit depicted like in a movie or on screen, that would look pretty badass. The Chinese rushing the Americans, they're getting mowed down, and then a new wave of Chinese just spawns, and they're just running, picking up guns, shooting. Maybe they live, maybe they die, I don't know. But in a movie, it looks badass, doesn't it? In reality, it's retarded. Retarded. You know who else exhibited this stupid ass behavior as well? The Germans. Well, the Nazis. Just, there's a guy on that hill. Let's go. Dead. 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 Let's go again. Okay. All right. Maybe one of y'all gets through. Maybe 5 of y'all get through. I don't know. But at what cost, China?
The Marines got everything going for them. They have machine guns. They have the high ground. Granted, it's negative 50 degrees, but that affects everybody, the enemy included. But the Chinese are throwing so many men at the Marines, they can't keep up. Even with the machine guns running full clip, they're still managing to get to the Marine position, and other Marines are fighting off Chinese in hand-to-hand combat with rifles and bayonets, trying to keep them off of the machine gunners. It's literally the nastiest, grittiest warfare you could imagine. It is a knife fight inside of a freezer. The foxholes are shallow because the...
Never mind what I said, bro. Their plan actually worked. But you know what I mean. I'm speaking to like those hundreds of other instances that we've heard about, read about, where this was the plan and it didn't work. And they just kept with the plan because they were hard-headed and ego-driven. And they just to the slaughter because they didn't know how to, you know. Turns out that it actually worked here to a degree.
ground was so frozen, so the Marines literally start taking the dead bodies of Chinese soldiers and stacking them into walls, using them for cover. And it goes
like sandbags, yes.
Goes all night long. The Marines at UDamnE, the Army on the other side of the reservoir, and Fox Company all fight their asses off all night. And you gotta remember, Fox Company's only 234 guys holding a position by themselves with no backup for miles, and they are getting attacked by thousands of Chinese soldiers. And if they can't hold the choke point at this road, 8,000 Marines up north at UDamnE are completely cut off and are absolutely gonna die. Luckily, the man in charge of Fox Company is Captain William Barber, a veteran of Saipan and Tarawa, two of the biggest, nastiest battles of World War II. He radios into HQ as they're getting attacked. We're surrounded, but we can hold them. The 234 Marines of Fox Company quite literally spend their night farming the commies for XP. Captain Barber even gets shot
because they're out there just running out there for the sake of running out there. That's it. My stupid ass leader sent my ill-prepared ass into combat, and I'm just gonna go out here and just die for the sake of dying. Man, that's it. Whereas in most soldiers, they're dying for their country. They're dying for their freedoms. Some of these fuckers, man, y'all are just dying for the sake of just like someone being dead on the battlefield. With this type of behavior y'all are displaying. Like, again, y'all got numbers, that's cool and everything, but
through the leg, refuses to get medevac, and walks around the battlefield on a crutch, commanding his men all night long. Morning breaks, the battle's over. Fox Company has sustained 24 casualties.
I can't talk shit. We did the same things on the beaches of Normandy. We were walking right into machine gun fire. And we didn't even have to. There was a couple of other places we could have, gone to, but we chose there. Walked right into machine gun fire. Just took a whole bunch of soldiers and just threw it at the problem. Did we make it through? Yeah. But it was ugly. It did look good. It wasn't pretty. War rarely is, but you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? It could have been less, Yeah.
In mind, casualties is dead and wounded, whether that be from battle or cold weather. On the flip side of the coin, Fox Company literally quits counting the dead bodies outside the perimeter at 1,500. That's not including all of the ones that were wounded by the battle and the weather. Across the entire Chosin Reservoir, the Marines up at UDamnE, Fox Company, and the Army, it's suspected that America lost between 600 and 700 soldiers, with hundreds of more wounded from either the battle or cold weather. The conservative estimates of the Chinese casualties are in excess of 12,000. The battle reports get sent down to General Smith. Smith is freaking out. He kicks them up to higher command, and higher command doesn't believe him.
I don't believe you.
So MacArthur sends out his right-hand guy, his patsy, his yes man, General Almond. Mr. Peanut shows up to the fucking Army position in his helicopter, hops out, and the Army commander informs him, I've got like 400 dead soldiers, a bunch of guys are wounded, we've captured a bunch of Chinese guys last.
Why is General MacArthur acting brand new, like he doesn't know what's going on? Like, you sent these fuckers here. This was the whole purpose of you sending them here. This was the whole plan. Why are you acting confused now? Like, that's not possible. What do you mean?
And we've recognized
you pushed into the one goddamn place that President Truman told you not to push into. You meet resistance, and now you're just like, what? ¿Qué? General.
Matches from at least 2 separate divisions, meaning that there's at least 2 divisions of Chinese soldiers, 26,000 guys surrounding this position right now. To which General Almond, not believing him, says there's not 2 divisions in all of North Korea. Quote, are you gonna let a bunch of Chinese laundrymen get the best of you? End quote. He then gets in his helicopter and fucks off.
Respectfully, sir, you can actually blow me. Actually. You can blow me and then blow it out your ass. Yeah, I would have promptly fucked off too. 'Cause if I'm that captain you're talking to, oh buddy, the pimp hand is fucking shaking. The pimp hand is motherfucking shaking. Respectfully, sir, fuck you. Oh my god.
MacArthur and his staff then issue the order to the 1st Marine Division to continue their advance towards the Yalu River.
How about you bring your sack of shit ass into the goddamn fight, General? How about that? Really easy to give stupid ass orders when you're not the one actually having to step foot in that goddamn direction, huh? Or at least send your little fucking messenger boy so he can actually report you the fucking truth instead of you making up bullshit in your fucking head. Oh my lord. Officers, man, they do it to me. They really do it to me. They fuck with my calm. They do.
That's a word.
You heard?
Why are you?
I have a certain calm about me that is usually pretty consistent. Lots of times, it gets fucked up by a goddamn military officer. Either yesterday, today, or in the future. Always put me in a bad goddamn mood. Expected from the E4s.
The way that you are.
At this point, General Smith and his men realize that they are now basically completely on their own and higher command has lost their fucking minds. General Smith knows that if Fox Company falls, all the Marines at UDamnee are done for, and if he falls at the crossroads at the base of the Chosin Reservoir, the entire division is done for. The real problem is, his HQ at the base of the Chosin Reservoir, right at the crossroads, has 3,600 Marines, but they're not infantry. These aren't combat troops. These are cooks and mechanics and engineers and shit. These are not hardened combat troops. But they're about to be, because he orders absolutely everybody to get their guns and get ready for a fight and pick up defensive positions, because the Chinese are coming for them next, and he knows it. And sure enough, the Chinese start launching attacks during the day on November 28th. They launch attacks everywhere they had attacked the night before, and they're now attacking the division HQ at Hagaru, where General Smith is. The Chinese penetrated so far south that they actually came up behind Hagaru, and Hagaru is now completely surrounded as well. General Smith knows that Mao wants...
Would you look at that? There you go. All you had to do is listen to the president. Imagine.
To divide and conquer, and he can't let him do it. So he sends the order out to his men in the field, hold your position as long as you can, and then make your way back to Hagaru so we can consolidate forces. And that's exactly what they do. They fight all day and all night on the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, and then when they can't take any more, they finally start to make their way back to Hagaru. And this isn't just hop in the trucks and drive 10 miles down the road. They're completely surrounded. If they are moving, they are fighting every single inch of the way while trying to get hundreds of wounded men out the entire time. The army fights their way down to Hudong, where they reconvene with their tanks and continue fighting their way down to Hagaru. The Marines have to fight their way down to where Fox Company is, reconvene with them, and continue fighting their way down to Hagaru. And while that's going on November 29th, Hagaru is completely surrounded. The road is cut off. They have no way of escaping. So they call up what remains of the 1st Marines down south, and they have a colonel in charge of them, Chesty Puller, who drives north and takes over the nearest town 11 miles from Hagaru called Kodori. The Chinese...
In the area, we have smart officers. It's just that the one that could ultimately make all the calls. For some reason, at the moment, he's got his head up his ass.
He's tried to stop Chesty Puller and the 1st Marines, but they can't stop him. Once he's taken the town, they launch multiple attacks trying to retake it, but they can't. From here, they immediately put together Task Force Drysdale, 900 infantry troops that are going to convoy 11 miles up to Hagaru to reinforce them. Task Force Drysdale has to fight through the entire way. 1/3 of the men in that convoy end up getting killed or wounded. Another third are forced to turn back because there's so many damaged trucks blocking the road, and only 1/3 makes it into Hagaru. But now Hagaru has 300 infantry soldiers helping all the cooks and mechanics. As the Marines from UDamnee and the Army unit continue to fight their way south, the only thing keeping Hagaru in this fight is the airfield, bringing in C-47s full of supplies and carrying out thousands of wounded. You know, that same airfield that General Smith got a bunch of shit for building because it was unnecessary.
It was getting laughed at? Yeah. Now it's coming in clutch, huh?
And he was being overly cautious. Yeah, well, now it's the only lifeline they have.
Yeah.
I fucking knew it!
The Army fights their way down. They make it into Hagaru on December 1st. That same exact day, they've got C-47s coming in, dropping supplies, carrying out wounded, and somewhere along the lines, obviously, they're running low on ammo, they're running low on medical supplies, they're running low on food. It's a complete disaster, and one of the things they needed were 60mm mortar rounds, commonly referred to as Tootsie Rolls. Well, apparently the guy loading the C-47 didn't know that, so an entire C-47 full of literal Tootsie Rolls, like the candy, shows up. Literally just cases and cases and pallets of fucking Tootsie Rolls, and the Marines are like, I guess we're eating candy and kicking ass?
I
Why
guess.
not? Bear in mind, they're still getting attacked all day and all night, just repelling wave after wave, meat wall after meat wall of commies, and pretty
And you just... At least we got candy. That's good. Thank you for the care package. We'll make the best use of this we can.
soon it's just dead commies and Tootsie Roll wrappers all over the fucking place.
I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna die full of Tootsie Rolls.
And then the Marines start to realize when it's sub-zero temperatures, Tootsie Rolls are more than just a delicious treat. If you stick it in your mouth and chew it up a little bit and take it out, it makes basically rubber cement, and they start using it to patch fuel lines and patch holes and fix all kinds of shit in Hagaru. And the Marines in the Army just keep fighting all day, all night. They're doing everything they can for their wounded. The cold absolutely sucks. It's freezing the morphine. People are in pain. But on the flip side, the cold is also freezing shut wounds that would normally cause a lot of men to bleed to death. So the cold actually ended up saving a lot of lives as well. Everybody's got frostbite to varying degrees, but everybody just keeps fighting their ass off day and night. And by December 2nd, the rest of the Marines from Udomni make their way into Hagaru. And while
at this point, man, as long as your trigger finger works, you're in the fight.
all this is going on, somewhere along the line, it finally dawns on higher command that they have severely fucked up. MacArthur is just...
No way. No way. Really? It just now dawned on you? Surely, they didn't stay quiet the whole time about needing supplies, food, ammo, all that shit, right? Surely, they didn't just make one call about that. Or surely, they didn't forget to make calls about that. Or to tell motherfuckers. Isn't it so funny how, I'm telling you, dude, the military, regardless of the branch, so quick to put you in harm's way. But they will take fucking ages to give you some motherfucking help when you need it. Oh, you want to go to war? Boom, there, like the fairly goddamn godparents. Instantaneous. Oh, you need air support? I don't know, man. Fucking, it's almost 1700. God, I get home, dude. I don't know what to tell you. But tomorrow, okay? Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I gotta go to dental. So... good luck. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. If this job is so motherfucking important, why are y'all not there behind them talking, what do you need? What do you need? Where, who, where, what now? What's going on? It almost seems like y'all make these locations seem so important, but y'all give these soldiers fuck all for the importance of this situation. Like, fellas, the top dog said that this is the most important mission in the war. He gave me a stick, a piece of yarn, and some butterscotch. Hey, man, let's make it happen, okay? Embrace the suck. Man, fuck all that. You should have been here from the very goddamn beginning, helping these motherfuckers the whole fucking time. What do you need? Where? Who? What? Why? Oh, God. Pissing me the fuck off.
A defeated man. The newspapers back home have completely written off the entire 1st Marine Division with newspaper headlines basically saying they're doomed, they're a lost division, they're all gonna die. Pray for your loved ones. And as the Marines from Udomni are coming in, even though they haven't read those headlines and they haven't heard that, they feel that way. Their heads are hanging low, they're beat up, they're frostbitten, they've got wounded, and it just fucking sucks. And as they come marching in, all the other Marines in Hagaru and the Army start chanting the Marine Corps hymn. And as the Marines hear that, they lift their heads a little bit higher and they go from staggering into Hagaru to marching into Hagaru. And this is it. This is a Hollywood moment. This is Eye of the Tiger playing in a Rocky movie where everybody decides this fight isn't fucking over yet.
Save up to 30% during G Adventures.
There you go. Glory to the men that got put in that situation and said, fuck it, we'll fight anyways. But not to you, sir. Not to you, sir, General MacArthur. Fuck you. These fellas shouldn't be here. So I will praise them for their actions in a shit situation. But you, respectfully, from the bottom of my soul, from all of us over here at the E4 Mafia, fuck you. That's all I got. Oh, no.
That have been at Hagaru are in a little bit better shape than the guys that were up at UDamnE and the Army unit. They're bringing everybody in, they're getting them fed, they're trying to get everybody warm. You got C-47s flying in supplies, carrying out wounded, bringing in ammunition, food, rations, absolutely everything. The Marines are literally using flamethrowers to heat up the food because it's frozen solid. The Chinese are still trying to attack, but America's got air superiority, artillery, supplies. They've got everything going for them except for numbers. The question now becomes, how are we going to get everybody out of here? We could fly everybody out with C-47s, but then we're going to have to abandon all the trucks, all the artillery, all the equipment, and then you're going to have the bigger issue of once the Chinese figure out that we're flying out all of our guys, the guys that they leave out at the ass end, if they get attacked, they're all going to die, so that's not really an option. The only option is to fight 11 miles south back to Kodo-ri with Chesty and the rest of the 1st Marine Division, and then from there, they're going to have to link up and fight further south from Kodo-ri down to the port of Hungnam, where they're going to be able to get on a ship and get out of there. So they spend the next 4 days getting ready for this massive movement, trying to fly out the most wounded on the airplanes, but they're not going to be able to get all the wounded out in time. They're going to have to put them in trucks and take them with them. Now, this type of movement is what many historians and battlefield experts would refer to as a fighting retreat. Basically, you're going to have to fight while you're defending your wounded and extract the other way. The problem is, and what General Smith was...
We actually did this kind of training in basic training. Like, just carrying, buddy carrying, popping up to shoot, carrying, like... Basically, you get in a low crawl position and you're just dragging your buddy. You're just dragging your buddy. Maybe you pop up and shoot, you do the whole training, go through the whole motion, but you are actually legit dragging this motherfucker, man. And hell, even those buddy carries.
Later argue, this is not a fighting retreat because I'm completely surrounded. I'm not falling back to friendly enemy lines. I'm literally assaulting another direction, and that's exactly what he tells his men, and it sets the vibe for the entire operation. We're not falling back. We're going back in and through the enemy.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
That's crazy. There's nowhere to fall back. So, like, this is the area. They're in the middle, and they're just like, poof. That's it. Pick a direction. There you go.
Get your spectral sock out, nerds. It's gonna get good.
And that's exactly what they do. The Marines punch through and fight 11 miles straight to Kodo-ri, where they link back up with Chesty and the rest of the 1st Marine Division. While in Kodo-ri, they're still obviously having supplies and everything airdropped in, and whether it was purely a mistake or whether somebody in the Air Force has a really good sense of humor, some of the supplies that they airdropped in were crates and crates of condoms.
I'm sorry, what?
Which, whether it was
Wrong group, man. The Navy guys are over there. Come on, dude. We're actually doing stuff here. What are you doing?
intentional or not, provided a much-needed comic relief because, let's face it, the Marines are only good at three things: getting stuff dead, broken, or pregnant, and pretty much all the enemies dying off, everything's already broken, being patched together with fucking Tootsie Rolls. There's only one thing left they could do.
Fuck all the locals.
And that's it.
All jokes aside, there's still work to be done, and somebody's got to get the Marines back on task, and this is where Chesty comes up with one of the most famous quotes in Marine Corps history. Quote, "We're surrounded. That simplifies the problem. They're to the left of us, they're to the right of us, they're in front of us, they're behind us. They can't get away this time." And with that, around 14,000 Marines...
Everybody's getting shot. No matter where you are.
And 1,000 vehicles set off on this 35-mile journey. Now, remember, this is...
Chesty Puller basically, in a very professional way, just said, all you motherfuckers can get it. All of you. That's roundabout way.
A narrow road, only one car wide. This convoy stretches for miles. As the lead element approaches Fuchilin Pass, there is a bridge. It is the only way to get across this massive gorge. And when they get there, the bridge is blown up right in the middle with a 29-foot gap in it. The Chinese have them trapped. There is no other way out. This is it. This is game over for anybody except for America. Because America has the greatest logistical capability that the world has ever seen.
How big did you say the gap was? 29 feet? It's easy fix. Just call Dominic Toretto. Okay. That's a Tuesday for him. It'll be fine. And his white t-shirt still will not get dirty.
So when the Marines get on the radio and say, "We need a bridge," the Air Force simply replies, "Copy." The Marines then leave the trucks on the road, fight up
Engineers are gonna make their money today.
The ridge, take the high ground, and start engaging the enemy for hours, giving the Air Force time. While that's going on, the Air Force acquires 8 portable bridge sections weighing 3,000 pounds apiece that have never been dropped out of a plane before, do practice runs figuring out how to drop these things out of a plane without breaking them and without getting people killed, figures it out, and airdrops the bridge pieces back at Kotori, where the Marines load them onto trucks and bulldozers.
Wow, it seems like they figured that out really, really quickly.
And get them in the convoy headed to the bridge. And this gets done in the span of less than 24 hours. Once
that is super fucking quickly. Holy.
the bridge pieces make it there with the Marines still engaging the enemy and the workers under fire, they then install the bridge sections and have it go from there's no bridge here, we're fucked, to hey guys, we've got a bridge in less than 36 hours. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this was during the worst weather of the entire affair, with temperatures dipping down to negative 55 degrees during a blizzard where visibility was less than 50 feet in front of your face. And that's it. Once they cross this bridge, they're home free. There's a couple of more skirmishes between here and Hungnam, but they just wipe them to the side. You got to remember, the Chinese have been out there just as long as them, and they're not getting all this resupply and everything else. These guys are hurting. They're rolling up on setup ambushes and checkpoints, and the Chinese soldiers are literally just frozen solid in place. And as they're making this multi-day voyage to Hungnam, this last 35 miles, the weather breaks, and it goes from being negative 55 degrees to like 30 degrees, an 80-degree temperature shift. And to these guys, it's fucking hot out. So when the 14,000 Marines roll into Hungnam, the same Marines and newspapers have been saying they're as good as dead, they're doomed, they're a lost cause for weeks, roll in, they do it sitting on top of tanks and in trucks like half dressed.
Incoming dishes.
No thanks to General MacArthur. I'm sorry. I just can't get over it. You're not going to get praise from me just because, again, it's the equivalent of, like, I go into the hood, right, and start talking shit to street folk, gang members and shit, and then they start shooting at me. I start shooting back, and I get away, right? And then I start telling stories about, like, look how amazing I am. I survived this firefight. After I put myself in a stupid fucking situation. There wouldn't be a firefight had I not been retarded. You see what I'm saying? You see how, like, I give you no points, General MacArthur? You see how, like, I award you nothing, man? Kudos to all the soldiers that had to endure this bullshit situation, but you get no points from me. None at all whatsoever. It's like,
so they link up with the UN forces in Hungnam. There's now 100,000 men there, but there's still hundreds of thousands of Chinese that are coming down as reinforcements to crush them. They got to get out of there as soon as possible. They've got 100 ships to load everybody up on, but then things get complicated because 100,000 Korean civilians start showing up from all the towns and villages nearby because the Chinese were looting them and killing them, or they just don't want to live under the threat of communism their entire lives. And they just start walking to Hungnam and beg them to help. We've only got 100 ships to get 100,000 of our own guys out of there. I don't think many people would judge them if they said, I'm sorry, we can't help you. We're trying to do everything we can, but we got to save ourselves first. But that's not what they did. U.S. forces have lost a ton of men. They've got thousands of wounded. They've got over 10,000 men suffering from frostbite, and they say, fuck it, we can still impromptu successfully pull off one of the largest humanitarian evacuations in the history of the world. Why not? They rigged the entire city to blow up, including the port, and then loaded absolutely everybody, the UN troops and 100,000 civilians on board of these ships, and it is just ass-packed like sardines. To give you an idea of how packed it was, the USS Meredith, a merchant marine vessel that only had 68 crew members, managed to cram over 14,000 Korean civilians on board. And on an extremely dangerous 7-day voyage to safety, not a single one of them would die. In fact,
that's actually insane, because I was about to say it too. That many people in that tight of a space for that long, you're talking infection, you're talking dysentery, you're talking... Not a single person died. I'd like to say that it was their motivation to live, right? They were just like, I mean, dude, we just went from minus 50, about to get slaughtered by Chinese, to being on a ship and we're 7 days away from freedom. Yeah, I'm surviving the fuck out of this. I'm not about to die to no bullshit here.
5 people were born, giving it the nickname the Ship of Miracles. So they
And
got
you had
absolutely
births.
everybody evacuated onto ships, got underway on this extremely dangerous 7-day voyage, and then blew up the entire city. Over 1 million people in South Korea today are descendants of those civilians that the UN troops saved. At the Battle of the Chosin Reservoir, 1,079 American troops died in combat. Another 4,582 were wounded, with thousands more suffering from frostbite. Conservative estimates from the UN believe that the Chinese military suffered somewhere around 43,000 casualties, with other credible estimates ranging as high as in excess of 60,000. The Chosin Reservoir would go on to become one of the most decorated battles in American history, with the men earning 17 Medals of Honor, including Captain Barber of Fox Company, 73 Navy Crosses, one of which went to Chesty Puller, and 23 Distinguished Service Crosses. Many of the Marines that survived the Chosin Reservoir would later in life go on to express great pride in the fact that they not only managed to save themselves, but they managed to save South Korea as well. And allegedly, many of them requested to be buried with Tootsie Rolls. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
It's time to ask more of our...
The story goes, if you're just now tuning in, the story goes, an employer sent his troops, I don't even want to call him an officer, an employer sent his troops to go kick a hornet's nest. They kicked it, realized very quickly it was a bad idea, and then proceeded to retreat. But before they could retreat, they were surrounded, so the retreat became even more dangerous and more volatile after fucking with the hornet's nest. Mind you, something that they didn't have to do. Mind you, something that they were actually actively ordered to not do. Something good and amazing spawned from this because of something fucking stupid. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? But again, how does it play out if General MacArthur does follow orders from President Truman? I don't know, man. I don't know. All I'm saying is that General MacArthur better be fucking happy that he had the nation's, not just the nation's finest, the world's finest working for him. Because those guys exemplified everything of what it means to be a soldier. General MacArthur just seemed like a greedy motherfucker. Man. That, for all intents and purposes, you could say that he was after glory. And I don't want to follow someone like that because you're gonna get me killed. Glory is not something you chase. It's a byproduct of your service. That's how you die. But it's okay for you to do it because guess what? You're not there, right, General? I can't stand some of you motherfuckers sometimes, man. That's why it's hard to respect y'all. Because y'all do shit like that. And it's like, Ryan, what's good? How are you? Red is a good movie? Talking about that movie with Bruce Willis? Where he's like a spy? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about something different? Is it something about this? Alright, let me back out of this. I want to read some comments. The amount of disdain you have for MacArthur means only one thing. I mean, I don't know over half of what Fat Electrician knows about General MacArthur, but just this one video right here, it makes me not like him, man. It makes me not like him. However, did this guy probably do other great shit in the service that I don't know about at the moment? Probably. You don't get the general by being a piece of shit. However, you can be a good soldier but also do stupid shit. It's okay, but this right here annoyed the fuck out of me. It really did. So, what are we watching next? I might go smoke real quick, but oh shit. Greetings to all of you that have arrived while I was watching that. What does that say? By Nikki MGTV. Frat boys attack and take military ID for initiation. You're playing a dangerous game. Umbreon, take it easy. Oh, you're back on your main account. That's nice. Thanks for chilling with us. You're playing a dangerous game by doing that. Taking a service member's identification. His military ID. Has nothing to do with pride. Has everything to do with we're going to get fucked up at work and our life is going to be a living hell if we have to tell our superiors that we misplaced our identification. That's a counseling statement. You got to go to a S shop with your command and get a new ID, and it's a whole thing, and it's annoying. I don't know if it's an inspectable item. It's not a sensitive item. So you take an ID from a service member, you're quite possibly fucking up his weekend. You're quite possibly fucking up his day to day. I'll tell you that. Nothing to do with pride. Now the dog tags, on the other hand, that has everything to do with pride. Even though that is an inspectable item, you don't get in as much trouble by losing your dog tags than you do by losing your ID, because you can always get another set of dog tags. You go to the PX, you go to that kiosk, boom, you got dog tags. Your ID, on the other hand, you can't just get that shit willy-nilly. So taking that shit from a service member, you're gonna have problems. Trying to take it from a service member, you're gonna have problems. So is that what you want to watch, Christian? Really enjoying Witcher 3 on PS5. Yo, so I recently got into emulators, and I told you I've been playing the shit out of Pokemon, right? Well, I found some other games that I could play with an emulator, and I found an emulator for PSP, and I found some God of War games for the PSP. And I started playing God of War Ghost of Sparta, which was fire, and I was playing the shit out of it. And then I saved, I turned the emulator off, I went to bed. The next day, I tried to play again, and my save was gone. I couldn't even retrieve it, I couldn't even recover it. It was like, start over. And I was like, no. I was highly upset. Do y'all want to watch that video that Christian requested? I'm gonna go smoke real quick, but... Oh. Oh, we've missed a couple videos actually by what was the last video we watched? There's a lot of videos in here that we can watch, guys. Retired Master Sergeant accused of stolen valor. Oof. All right. Soldier destroys his career in the dumbest way possible. Oof. And he got arrested. He went to jail. Oh. What's Fort Leavenworth like? I wouldn't know. I almost went, but I did my jail time in Kuwait. Infantryman quit a 100K job to join the army. I've heard of that before. I've seen enlisted soldiers with master's degrees, and I'm like, you're an idiot. You may be book smart, but you're kind of dumb. Soldier is pissed after officer berates her live on Instagram. Yeah, you don't do that to your soldiers, not live on Instagram. Are you stupid? Marine commits stolen valor with fake combat deployments and Purple Hearts. Sergeant Major fired for affair, then tried to silence soldiers about it. Oh, we gotta watch that one. Were you fucking your troops? Or were you fucking somebody else and your troops found out? Did they catch you hoeing it up at a club and they were like, ooh, Sergeant Major, I'm about to tell on you. I don't know. What was the one you wanted me to watch? Where's that at? Can't fucking find it. I'm gonna have to type it in. Fuck. It's right here. Okay. Just type. Okay. Oh.
Now you can get Zaxby's Asian Sensation flavor on a salad. Their famous.
All right, guys, I'm gonna run and smoke real quick. And then we will be back to witness. We're gonna witness the cringe. You know how I know it's cringe? A man's got a chain on. Where's chains? Outside of rappers. Who wears chains? Outside of rappers and like obviously like women that wear necklaces. My little brother wears a chain, but he's fucking 13. So weird ass motherfuckers. Where is my guys? Yo, this is not real. What do you mean? Hold on. Oh. Dog. Here. Okay. We're gonna get back. We're gonna watch this. Come on, dude. I gotta make sure to actually play this shit this time. Sorry. I was probably mega loud. I'll be right back. Alright. My bad, dudes. Sorry. Fuck. Okay. Kevin, what's good, dog? How are you? You've missed quite a bit. But you're not gonna miss this. This is an atrocity. If I upload this, I'll have to rewind. I'll have to rewind like 10, 15 minutes just to cap the intro. Okay. Let's see if this is as dumb as I think it is.
So apparently the new trend at UNC Wilmington right now is to jump a Marine and take his CAC, which is his military ID, and jump a man who has spent his entire life as an adult training to kill.
What keeps you awake at night?
Nothing. I keep other people awake at night.
On this episode of FAFO Fuck Around Find Out, it looks like there's some frat boys at University of North Carolina Wilmington that have said that they are going to make sure that they make it into the frat this year because their goals to get in are pretty ballsy. The text that went out was from one.
Guys, let me tell you why this is not going to work for you. You're probably sitting here thinking, "Oh, we're frat boys. You know, we travel in packs of 5 and 6. We go everywhere together. If we find a Marine by himself, he's fucked." Yeah, there's a problem with that, man, because you're forgetting about the battle buddy system. We use this shit even when we're not at work, and especially when we're young. We go everywhere together too. Man, sometimes in packs of bigger than 5 or 6. So, if you fuck with a Marine, guys, I'm telling you, there is a 99.999% chance that there is about 3 to 6 other Marines right around the corner. This is not going to bode well for any of you. And y'all are going to put that Marine in a very hard situation. Do I do what I was trained to do, or do I run away from the fight? Better be careful which Marine you pick. You pick someone with age or rank, they probably will dismiss themselves before they tango with you. But I don't know, man. Something lower than a corporal or below, you're looking at a very, very clean ass whipping. I'm just letting y'all know that. All right, here we go. From one of the 269 gunnies, good morning, leaders. Just a heads up from Wilmington. Currently, there's a fraternity at UNCW that part of their initiation is to jump Marines and return their frat house with their CAC cards. Let's see where this goes.
One of the gunnies that said, from one of the 267 UNCW, that part of their initiation is to jump Marines and return to their frat house with their CACs, Common Access Card. My sister-in-law is EMS in Wilmington, and they have responded to several calls of Marines being jumped and being sent to the ER. They are using women that are pretending to have car trouble to lure Marines out and have them alone. Please pass this to your Marines.
Yeah, that'd be the only way y'all could do it, is to lure them by themselves. But I'm telling you, man,
they don't become victims. Can we just say for a second the fact that, like, a good Samaritan just doing their right responsibility to protect the country, number one. Number two, to then help somebody, which, by the way, check this clip out.
This is so cool. We just got stuck. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah.
Better say thank you. Those are fucking dress uniforms, man. No, we haven't. We can probably do it after this.
This is so cool. Oh my god.
When we set out,
yeah, dude, that it'd be the only way that y'all could actually get away with it, is to lure them to a point where they would be by themselves, probably with an attractive female. It just depends on where you do this, man, because you do this like in a bar setting, you do this like out on the town, where, dude, Marines don't travel alone, especially in those scenarios, those situations. And it's a frat house, which I'm assuming it's a college town, so I mean there's a lot of bars, a lot of places to go. Be careful. Just saying. Oh, no.
This vehicle, which I'm like, okay, so you're taking someone's good due diligence innocence to then steal something from them and hurt them, which is freaking insane. On top of that, the legal ramifications of you stealing literally government property, which their access card that they have is not theirs. Like, yes, they hold it, but you turn that in when you're done. It has a lot of sensitive information on it.
You don't get to keep
and I promise you, the federal government would love to throw felonies at some frat kid as an example. Now, I will tell you, I have researched this. I have not seen any specific instances or seen any reports of anybody knowing these Marines that have been beaten up or jumped or whatever else because of this situation. Now, a lot of you guys have to understand that Wilmington, North Carolina is just like an hour-ish away from Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, which is one of the biggest Marine Corps populations that are there. On top of that, it is the Marine Corps 250th birthday, which, by the way, most people are having a ball, which they come from Camp Lejeune, North.
Okay, I think that's it. We're going to watch, what was your video, Kevin? That's enough of that. That's all I wanted to know. I get the gist of it. There's... All right. What was yours called, Kevin? It was called, Aren't you also Drago? Did we do that? Try not to laugh. Yeah. I see it. A dinosaur horror short film. Do you want me to keep it in this scene, or do you want me to change it to the other one where it's little face, big cam? It's up to you. Nightfall. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to get the gist of this one. I didn't want to watch the whole. But it's only a matter of time before one of you fuckers gets put down. It's gonna be rough for you. Be a shame if you can't walk the stage at graduation. Nightfall. Dinosaur horror. Here we go. By Digital Duck. Nightfall. A dinosaur horror short film. All right.
Save up to 30% during G Adventures.
The last short film that we saw, I gotta tell you, man. Kevin. This one right here has some big shoes to fill, because do you remember what the last short film we watched? Logan the Wolf. Remember that? That shit was so fire. Fan made too. Incredible. Alright, you want the... Okay. This one. Perfect. Dinosaur horror, huh? Okay. This is a part of this genre that I guess I've never seen before. Dinosaur horror. I've seen Obviously, the Jurassic Parks. That one okay movie called 65. I've never seen a take on dinosaurs, but with horror. So let's see how it goes. Wait. What? Hold on. What exactly am I watching? Is this gonna be a? Is this only on YouTube, or is this somewhere else? Like, I don't know if this is like on Prime or Amazon, and I was like, oh man, I hope we're not breaking crazy copyright, stuff like that.
Caleb, go to 2.
Oh shit. This would be me in this movie, or in this film, in this universe. I'm the tatted up security guard.
Happy birthday, na 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 na. We got you pretty good, huh? Yeah, we got you, huh? Oh, see, remember that?
That's my gorilla. Remember when we got him?
Yeah. What was his name again? You give him a name.
I think it was like...
It was Kong.
Kong, yeah, Kong.
Right.
And I tried to like make it so it looked like he was climbing the Empire State Building.
Just like
that
in the
was
movie,
so
huh?
fun. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Come on, back down.
Nice to meet you, Anne. Nice to meet you too.
Okay, so
Look at that. They're singing to you too.
this doesn't look like a theme park. It seems like dinosaurs are a regular thing in their universe. And they're just as natural as birds are to us. Or maybe they are actually sightseeing and this is a park.
You're back early?
Copy you, Cal. We're sending out the alert right now.
Thank you. Never seen one like this before. That's gotta be what, like a dromaeosaurus or something?
What you think? Can you get it to clock? It's like the old days.
It's really long and intense stare. I will say, the acting's not terrible. Raptor? Kind of wasn't even paying attention.
He's still visiting us, right?
Gonna get you next time. Lock.
Oh shit. There's the warning.
This is not a test. This is an alert from the Prehistoric Ordnance Department. A biological anomaly has been confirmed within the town perimeter. For your safety, remain indoors immediately.
I kind of like the whole premise, right? Like, dinosaurs are natural to their world, and they study them, they monitor them, maybe they lock them up if they have to. And a new species has emerged.
Doors and windows. Avoid all outdoor areas until further notice. Pod authorities are assessing the situation. Please stay tuned.
Or maybe this is an isolated place. All I know is that if this was my reality, and instead of hurricane sirens, it was a fucking dinosaur is on the loose sirens, I'm not sure I want to live there. That's just me, though.
Callum! Just give me the keys. You're giving me shit for taking her out of here. I didn't spend 8 years.
What am I supposed to do? I never get to see her. I miss her. I want to see my daughter. Can you blame me? I just want to see her.
Hey!
Let's not dig up where it all goes, yeah?
Dominic, I swear to God.
Especially with your daughter in the picture.
Hey, Vasquez.
Keep pushing me.
Yo, what the fuck did I miss?
Devin, come on. Would you give us a minute?
Is he here?
Guy in the blue shirt, he's dead. He's dead for sure. He dies in this.
Please. It's family, man.
That's just the vibe I get. Blue shirt, you're dead. You're dying. Chris Kringle looking man. Guy right here. Set it up, boss.
You want to keep her safe?
I
am trying to keep him happy.
He survives to the end and sacrifices himself to save this Chris Pratt looking guy and the girl. Blue shirt, you're definitely dead though.
Please
do not say I am putting him first.
You are!
I am not here. This town is
Jeff,
not
take
safe.
it easy, man.
All right? These families are not safe.
What about our family? Because after all that shit he did, you never once said he was working here. And by the way, real nice. Real nice.
You act like she can't breathe without you. You leave her alone all the time, right? Like at school?
No, they're monsters at school.
No, but I don't know. People can be like mean sometimes, right?
Oh my God.
All right, maybe that wasn't the best example, but they're not out to get you, all right? They're not monsters. They are animals.
And?
Well.
Unlock! She's here.
Oh, thank God. You okay? What's going on? Listen to me. Just move towards the car, nice and easy.
Dude. That thing looks fucking scary.
No sudden movements, we're okay. Easy. Now!
You left the keys.
You
can't leave. What's wrong? Not like it fucking matters. This thing can fly.
That wasn't me.
I don't know if that growling is just for effect, or if it's actually growling that loud and you'd be able to hear that growling from inside the car. Man, you know how afraid I'd be if I could hear growling that loud from inside of a vehicle? That deep. Yo, that legit actually kind of looks like that might be a raptor. And not just a raptor, but like an actual Raptors had feathers, man. They were more like glorified turkeys back in actual dinosaur times. They're not how Jurassic Park actually depicts them. Well, hold on now, man. Like, listen. I know that your daughter was struggling to breathe, but like, I had asthma once before, and she doesn't seem like she's like really dying or in desperate need at the moment. I don't really know if I would put myself in the position of decapitation. Like, sweetie, are you actively dying? I don't think, because it doesn't sound like it. If you can speak, you can breathe. And she was just speaking just fine, right? So, like, how much does she need that inhaler? I don't know if I'd be risking it just yet. Look at her face. Does that look like someone that's having an asthma attack? Not me. You are taking eons to get this. I told you.
I got you. Stay back. I got you. I got you.
There's two of them.
I got you. I got you.
Daddy!
Walk. Jesus Christ! Kevin!
He's not dead yet, but I told you, I didn't foresee good things for Blue Shirt. Oh! Oh, look who saved your ass, Blue Shirt. Look who saved your ass. Where did that gunshot come from? That gunshot came from the dude that you just stuck a fucking blade.
It's the holidays.
You see why you should just like never be a dick. I know it's hard sometimes because you get heated in the moment, but the guy that you just had a raptor claw to his neck threatening him, he's the one that just saved your ass. You're welcome. Just saying. I heard that, but I wasn't sure if I heard that or if that was just like poor audio. I couldn't tell, but that's exactly what that was. Yeah, it dawned on me. I was like, that's fucking creepy. That's new. That's a these things are wild. This is scarier than an actual raptor. This thing can mimic human voices. It's like it can parrot. Like a parrot. Whilst also doing everything else it can do. It's like not even fair. Now I wonder, can it just mimic the human voice, or can it mimic anything? A dog, a cat, a cow, any other dinosaur? I mean, I can imagine, bro, that's like such an OP ability when it comes to hunting. All you gotta do is act like the prey, right? And then when the food shows up, boom, you're the predator. That's crazy. Yeah, look who saved you.
Get her! You got her! You got her! Yep. Turn around, you're right there. You're okay. Let me in.
I don't think... Can you hotwire... Bro, I think this is a push to start. Do you see the key fob? I don't think you can hotwire a push to start. And even if it's not... I don't even... Dude, I don't know how to hotwire a car. I don't have that skill set, so I would have to imagine that for realism, maybe they don't know how to hotwire a vehicle either. So
Walk right there. Keep going. We got you going right there.
Andy.
And
oh no, she is pretty fucked up now, but again, I was kind of right. You know, the inhaler ended up getting fucked up. You didn't know that, but you could have saved your arm.
Cal.
Annie, look at me. Look at me.
Andy, come on, please wake up.
Hey, Annie.
No.
I don't think that this location is the proper place to be performing CPR. I think we should just go back inside. There goes Unc. You're gone.
Come on, Andy, come on.
Hello? Is this supposed to be offer or is this your salvation? Oh, this is kind of like from the... Well, we know where they're here. Someone has a goddamn egg. And it's... I'm just gonna call him the boyfriend, bro. Cat's out of the bag. These fuckers are dating, and that's their daughter. It's the boyfriend. The guy that's like, they're not evil, they're just animals, right? Pulled a page right out of Jurassic Park. Took a fucking egg. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that egg doesn't belong to the raptors, but they can sense it, or they can smell it, or they know. I don't know. If it is the raptors, if that egg does belong to the raptors, then this kind of went from horror to duh. Like, you fucker, you took something that didn't belong to you. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, stupid son of a bitch.
Hey!
Damn.
Stay with me, come on!
I feel like they depicted this dinosaur right here, this raptor, they depicted it very, very well.
There you go. Oh my God.
That looks more raptor to me than what I saw in, well, literally any of the Jurassic Park movies.
Deep breaths, baby. Deep breaths. There you go. There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Unc gave his life so she could get her inhaler. Now let's get the fuck out of Dodge. See? That is fucking terrifying, bro, with the red eyes and everything.
You can do it.
That's Mama. I think the one with the red eyes is Dad, and the one with the blue eyes is Mom. What do you do in this situation? Do you give these fuckers the egg and pray they fuck off? Or do you scorch earth it? I'm gonna die anyways, fuck your egg. I don't know. What do you do? They got their kid with them, though, so I'm assuming they're gonna go with the logical option and just hand it over. If I didn't have my kid with me, I probably would go scorched earth. And fuck you and your egg. Boom. Now what? Kill me? Bet. I was dead anyways. We'll see. There you go. Plan A worked. Just give it to them and pray they fuck off. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Kevin. When I saw a dinosaur horror short film in my head, I thought that I was gonna be seeing dinosaurs kill for fun. Not because it tasted good, not because they were hungry, but for sport. Which is uncharacteristic of a lot of these fucking creatures, I feel, for the most part, in recorded history, the shit that we know. But that's what I thought I was gonna be saying, man. Dinosaurs out here just killing for fucking sport and just being menaces to society. They kind of had a reason to be horrific here. Someone took their child. And in those situations, what would you do for your kid? Am I right? Right? So it's not bad. It was pretty good, actually. I enjoyed it. However, I kind of really just wanted to see dinosaurs going apeshit, fucking killing everyone, man. Kind of like those Sharknado movies, or like The Meg. I just show up to see that shark kill a whole bunch of fucking civilians, really, for the most part. So it's not bad. They pulled a couple of already used tropes from established movies, but it wasn't bad the way they did it. Some of the stuff was telegraphed. The acting wasn't all that terrible either. It was passable. I've seen A-list tier releases in recent months that had worse acting than this. For real. Shit like Madam Web. Shit like Morbius. The acting was atrocious. I really don't know how Jared Leto keeps getting movies, man. I really don't. Crazy. Anyways, this was better than all of that. So, and this, I'm assuming, is working off of a budget that's not $200 million. So, bravo for that, really. For the execution, the plot, the delivery, all that stuff. So, that was good. Tracy, what's good? How are you? But what I tell you, blue shirt, I can just feel these things. Or maybe they just like, maybe they telegraphed that a little bit too hard. But like, I mean, come on, man, it's pretty common. When you're watching a movie, the most douchebag, dickhead, insufferable person in situations like this, that's kind of who dies first. We see it all the time. So, I don't know. There we go. I mean, it's not that I know what raptors look like back then. It's just like, well, actually, I kind of do know, man, because like just studies and historians and anthropologists that I've listened to, or I've just like read, raptors had more of a turkey type. They look like, man, really, really, and they had like feathers and wings like they were just like a turkey times 4. Think of like think of like a Great Dane, like that, like the size of a Great Dane. Not as small as an actual turkey, not as big as a fucking human, but the size of a Great Dane with the claws and the wings and the face and the teeth and the fucking, it's wild. Man, those things were probably vicious. But as vicious as they were, I'm sure they got hunted. I just can't remember by what. I loved studying dinosaurs when I was younger. And just overall, I keep up with, I try to keep up with stuff pops up in my feed. All right, let's see. The Hatchling. Is that supposed to be the sequel? The Hatchling? Because it was the egg. What if the egg hatches, comes back and tries to kill him? Like, yeah, I heard you motherfuckers tried to kidnap me when I was a kid. Let's go. What up? I don't know. Could be, could not be. Oh, No. Now a whole bunch of random ass dinosaur shit's about to start popping up. That's fine. Dinosaurs that were straight up psychopathic killers. That's what I was kind of thinking that video was going to be whenever it said dinosaur horror. Man. Just a dinosaur out here, kind of like the Joker. No rhyme, no reason, just killing. That's that's it. That is truly horrific. It's one thing like, oh, he's hungry. I can understand that. Right? He needs to feed his young. I can understand that too. But nah, just one that just said fuck it, abandoned his family, and became a hitman of anything living. That is horror right there. There's only one way to fight that. Pure, unadulterated violence. Not these stupid ass ways that they try to use in the Jurassic Park movies. Like cages and stun guns and... Alright. Oh, The River. Have you seen this one, Kevin? The River. A Jurassic Park horror short film. Blender. Got ourselves an aquatic dino. If I were to ever get killed by a dinosaur, it'd definitely be a dinosaur on land. I could never get killed by a dinosaur in the water. Why? Not going out there. Got no business. Alright. Guys and gals. Gal. That's gonna do it for your boy. I'm hungry. Put my niece to bed soon. And then might do some editing, or I might just fuck off and play some Pokemon. I'm not sure. And we'll probably be live tomorrow on Twitch listening to music, so if y'all want to put some music requests in the Discord, feel free. Alright? But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling. Thanks for watching the videos lately. Thanks for all the continued support. I really appreciate y'all for that. And if y'all need anything, like always, y'all can hit me up on Discord at DM me. And yeah. Got to go stuff my face. We'll see y'all tomorrow.